Welcome to the homework solution tutorial. This is on 2D to 2E. This is on questions 19, 20, 21, which is all factored by grouping. Notice these are all four terms. That's why we factor it by grouping. All right, so the process, again, will always end out to be like this. We're going to factor out the GCFs, and then the first term is the GCF, and the second term is the shared term. You start by breaking it into two parts, two binomials. Okay, the first one, it would be, let's see, what GCF can we pull out? Well, looks like, let's look at the integer first of all. 12 and 9 looks like we can pull out a 2. No, what about 3? Yeah, we could pull out a 3. And then what about a? Well, a squared would be the biggest one there. So we pull out a 3a squared, leaving you with a what? So 12 divided by 3, which is 4, a cubed, divided by a squared, which is just a, minus 9 divided by 3 is just 3. A squared divided by a is just 1. So there you go. What about the last one? Well, they don't have anything in common except the number 1. 1 is still a factor. Okay, so I can just divide it by 1. So we pull out 1. This leaves you with 4a minus 3. Notice, like I said here, that the blue is going to be the shared term. Okay, that's very important for you to understand that. All right, make sure they have a shared term. So the reds were your GCFs, and we can write that, which is 3a squared plus 1. And then your second one is 4a minus 3. Your second term is your shared term. There you go. Next process, the same thing. So let me bring that down to help us. All right. Let's do 20 here. 20, we split it again into two parts. And we can factor out the GCFs. What goes out of 3m and 3 squared? Well, looks like 3 squared would be it. Leaving you with 3 squared, parentheses, and m is left, minus a 1. What about here? What can we pull out here? Well, it looks like we can pull out a 2. Right? So this leaves you with a 2, which is the greatest common factor. Then you have m minus 1. Right? Great job. So the first expression is going to be the GCF, which is just m squared plus 2. And then you have the blue, which is m minus 1. There you go. And then let's do the last one, which is also 4 terms. So let's just bring this down to help us. The numbers are slightly bigger. Don't be afraid. Just do the same process. Start by drawing the line down here. We split it into two binomials that we can work on. All right. So the first one, 40xy and 30x. Well, looks like we can pull out that 10. Looks like we can pull out 10 here. Right? And then what about x's? Oh, there's an x here and an x here, so we could pull that out. Can we pull out y? No, because there's no y term here. What's 40 divided? So we could pull out a 10. Okay. What's 40 divided by 10? That leaves you a 4. Oh, and x. X divided by x is just x. So let me just fix this. So it's 10x. That's the greatest common factor. So 40 divided by 10, which is just 4. X divided by x, nothing. 1, then leaving you with a y. Then we add that. 30 divided by 10, which is just 3. X divided by x is what it says is left. Next. Let's do the next one. Well, 175. We could try 5, but we can go bigger. What about 25? We can try out 25 here. Okay. So we can pull out the 25 here, and let's see what's left. Oh, I should have color coded this much better. Give me a second while I fix this. Okay. I like making this what's left in blue so you can see it much better. Right, so what's left? 100 divided by 25 is negative 4. y, because there's still y here, minus 75 divided by 25 is 3. Notice that it says here the second expression, which I always make blue, have to be the same. They're shared. You have a 4y plus 3, but here you have a negative y minus 3. The issue is that this should be positive. So should we just pull out a negative 25? Should we just pull out a 25? No, you should pull out a negative 25, negative and a negative. What happens then this becomes a positive, and this becomes a positive. So good job. Now, do you see how the shared terms are the same? So the shared term is the value of 4y plus 3, and then you have your shared GCF, which is just 10x minus 25. That's your GCF. So there you go. You just factored out 21.